What's happening, everybody? I'm back. It's me, your resident supervillain, Mr. J. Washington.
And I'm the swaggy blerd, Winston A. Marshall.
And we are here for the Season 2, Episode 11 review of Harley Quinn on the DC Universe. And if you ain't seen this episode yet, there's no need to say it. There's no need, because, like, you know what this is. It's in the title. It's in the header of the thing. We're getting closer and closer to the end, bro. Like, after this is 2 more episodes. Like, shit's getting real. In fact, the Joker is back. And this... What does he bring him? First of all, the fact as soon as she comes back, Harley slaps the shit out of him.
Just like continuously. Like when she's done slapping him, he's like, I should kill you for that. He's like, I ain't got time for your shit. Where's the book, bitch?
Like Harley, so that's the thing. Like the old Harley probably would have never did it, but she just started slapping the dog shit out of him. Like, I appreciate that. But then when he started remembering his life,
bro, where he like comes out of the thing, he's in a hospital bed, this nurse is taking care of him and shit, and then they end up kind of like getting with each other and whatnot. And then the funniest part to me, because she's Latina, right, is the fact that he goes on a date, then he shows up to meet the kids and nervous about the kids. He introduces a puppy, and she is pissed. Like, there's no dialogue because it's a flashback sequence, but you see her face like, you motherfucker. You gonna give my children a motherfucking dog? Like, it's all in the face. But
basically,
then, like,
you're telling them, no, you can't have no goddamn dog. He come with a dog.
It's every single parent, but specifically single moms. Because I remember my mom would have conversations with it. Like, we only got introduced to like maybe 2 of her boyfriends after my parents got divorced, because it was exactly that, which is smart. A single parent really shouldn't be introducing a bunch of suitors to their kids. Like, once you've figured out this is a person that's serious, then that's time, because kids don't necessarily handle all that shit super well if there's a breakup. So like, she already was nervous about that shit, and of course this motherfucker gonna do the one thing you're not supposed to do.
But wait, then they show that they went on a date and some real big dude tried to jack him. This is where I go in the car and get a glass bottle like that. Like,
what, bitch?
And but the whole time that Joker is like, oh my God. Oh my God. And so he realizes where the Book of Fables is. It's at her house. The best part is when his mom walked up, he was like, oh my God, they're watering the whole neighborhood.
And he goes and turns off the water. That's the funny thing, is he genuinely got lost in suburbia and became that, like Harley said, the khaki wearing polo shirted dad that works as a bartender at a high-end restaurant. Like, that's who he's become, man. And like, it doesn't even look that bad on him. Like, there's this weird. What I love about this show, because we've talked a million times about not only the character development, but how it's like, what would these supervillains be in like real everyday life? Like, he gives a whole speech near the end, and we'll get around to the end where he's like, I realized there was something missing in my life. And it's like, I thought it was the murdering and the killing and the maiming. I thought, and the chaos. I thought that's what would fill my hole, but it wasn't. It was love.
Hear that from the Joker. It's like, I can hear that from the Riddler. I can hear that from the Penguin. I can hear that from Bane. But
that's why it fits. Because if Bane is out here drinking smoothies and driving a Volvo, it would only make sense that the only thing that would bring Joker down is some good love. And the other thing about it that I find hilarious, Harley is a literal murderous psychopath. Can't contain Joker.
Cannot contain.
One Latino woman, puta, if you don't get your ass in this motherfucking house, like,
he's like, baby. She pulled the gun. First, she pulled the gun on his ass, and he was like, I know you're not gonna shoot that because A, it's not loaded. You never keep it loaded around the kids. And then she brings it. You want your book? You meant nothing to me. You want your book here? And I was like, oh. And so they realized the book is not the book.
Well, not yet. What, she throws the book out the fucking door, and it lands right in the parademon's head, and he flies off to the nest, and they're like, motherfuck. So they have to go break into the parademon thing. Now, while this is happening, Ivy and Kite Man are doing dress shopping, and the funny thing is,
Kite Man is like, I shouldn't be here.
It's
like,
just bad luck. My mother would kill me if she knew I was doing this. And she's like, I don't have any other friends. She's like, well, what about Harley? It's like, no, Harley's not good at this stuff. And come on, you know you're better than her at this. And he's like, well, you are right about that. And he goes, are you really gonna wear cream? Is that what you want to do? Is wear the cream color?
Oh, she's like, this isn't white. She's like, this isn't white.
But I love the fact that they're dress shopping, and she's like in a rush. She keeps trying to hurry it up, and he's like, don't you think? Oh, they also meet with the wedding planner, and she's like, there's this and this, and the motherfucker gets kidnapped by a pair.
Once she gets kidnapped, the parademons are destroying shit all around. And then
endless murder.
When she gets snatched up, she calls them and finishes the thing
while she's in the air. So as you can see, yes, it'll be a great event. We'll have everything ready in time for you. So they're dress shopping, and at one point, parademons are causing so much havoc, they bust through the wedding shop area, and glass punctures the dress, which was a $15,000 dress.
It was a $2,000.
$15,000.
Oh, she's like a motherfucker.
And then that's when Kite Man goes, "Is it still true that the parents of the bride pay for the wedding?"
But the best part about that is this is where I love the show, because remember when we talked to Patrick and Dean and even Justin, how when Ivy swears, it just works. Fucking shit on a biscuit crispy. It's the way she just does it, like, because it doesn't. It's not gratuitous.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's not just being done to be done. It's just like somebody who would literally have that moment.
Pretty much
that moment.
Pretty much, and that's the thing that I think was so funny is the fact that she straight up was like, "No, fuck this shit, like absolutely not." And so she decides that she's gonna go kill Psycho, because Psycho has decided, like, one, the Riddler really is an idiot at this point. He can't do riddles.
Oh, he found out how much of a day. Like, oh.
So Psycho, while this is all happening, you know, with them tearing up the city, Psycho has contacted Darkseid, which is funny because he has to go through his contact list and all the D's, and he's like, Dr. Mayhem, Dr.
Trap. He was like, who's Dr. Rabinowitz? Oh, well, he's my dermatologist.
But his origin story about how he wanted to ride the fucking Ferris wheel, but he was always too little.
Oh my God.
And then one day he's eating ice cream and that shit fell over and killed everybody. And he was like, and then I loved it. And then I hated women. And then Darkseid's like, well, that doesn't really track. But if you like, that's when Riddler was like, yo, he likes to work on like kind of a sacrificial, whatever, revenge basis. Mm-hmm. So he goes, if I bring you the head of Harley Quinn, can I have the Earth? Will you let me be your lieutenant? He's like, yes, if you bring me the head of Harley Quinn. So that's why he is sending the parademons everywhere to find Harley.
First of all, you forgot about the most important part when he calls Darkseid, and who is calling Darkseid? He's like, it's me, Dr. Psycho. He was like, the dwarf that called Wonder Woman a derogatory slur
that I won't say.
Again, this is the level. This is that attribute and that credit to the show. We've held that whole thing going since season 1. Like he said the worst thing possible. Nobody can say or do anything worse, but him calling Wonder Woman the C word and him saying it again on Tawny.
I mean, the funniest part to me is like, because we already got a taste of that, and this is such a strong callback because we got a taste of it. First of all, the Legion of Doom won't even allow him to stay in the Legion of Doom for using the C word. If now the ultimate evil in the universe doubles down and is like, even I won't cross that.
Even I won't. How fucked up have you when Darkseid's like, oh, you know what's the biggest part we forgot in the very beginning? Frank and fucking Chad.
Oh, I forgot. They do a recap of what's going on so far this season.
But wait, Frank the whole time, this is Oscar Award winning shit. Like
or Emmy winning shit. And he even said, and like, you know, the producers like me, so they always like to find any way they can. Throw me in the episode.
But now I want to ask Patrick Dean, and just like this, was that for real? Like he was like, I was supposed to be just the one character. This motherfucker, he is breaking down how many Emmys this shit should get. This is Emmy Award winning shit. So going back to stuff, so Riddler is broken down first of all as a sidekick, and he's like, I'm not used to this, which also was a funny thing. So cut back, Harley. And then Harley and the Joker go into the Parademon's cave, and they see the book, which one of the Parademons get cradled up like.
And they were like, that. I love how that triggers the Joker, where that's where he's like, "Oh God, I think I do love her, and I miss her," and all thinking about that. And that's when Harley starts thinking about Ivy. They're like, that really is so sweet. Like, I don't think I've ever seen anything sweeter in my life. And the big spoon ends up burping in his sleep and has acid reflux that literally melts the head of the Parademon he's spooning.
Like, yo, like, the Parademon just sitting there trying to live his life with a good slumber, and this motherfucker here just dissolves, nigga.
Bro, Bro, the other thing that I forgot is the parademons are actually speaking a language. They're not just shrieking. So like when they show up to find Ivy, well, not just that. When they show up to find they show up to Ivy and Kite Man, and they go, "Where's Harley Quinn?" Just and then Kite Man's like, "We don't speak your language. What? Do you think you could leave us alone?" And then Ivy's like, "Yelling louder is not going to make them understand you more."
The master wants her.
Bro, it's incredible the little things that they just kind of just wedge in there that like are little shout outs to real everyday life shit, bro. Like that shit
do that dumb shit that yelling. I don't understand. You like talking louder doesn't change anything.
Nope.
Nope. So Harley and the Joker realize they have to fight the fucking parademons together. And they, like you said, they have a nice little Batman and Robin 66 bang zoom pow moment. And they actually had some nice little team ups at the time. It was like the days of old with the fight.
Did you notice he got a crowbar, by the way?
I did. And I was hoping for
Easter egg.
I was hoping for him to say something.
No, like, I didn't need it, but like the fact that like one of the parademons, he took a couple extra swings and was like breaking ribs and shit. Like that was kind of the nod there.
To Jason Todd, the Jason Todd murder. Because he was beating his bashing the shit out of that one with the crowbar. Harley with the bat and everything. So then they get the book and they realize it's not the real book.
Well, even before that, it was they were kicking ass, but remember they got cornered. The only reason they made it out is because Batman all of a sudden busts the fuck in and captures them, thinking he had saved the day. It's like, obviously, Harley, you were up to this because the two of y'all are back together and shit. Only to be like, nah. We're trying to find the Justice League. The shit's been out of control, et cetera, et cetera. Like that's what's going on. And
you're the Joker, and you had to do. It's like, well, actually,
the fact that then they explain it to Batman is like, so wait a minute, Joker's been in love this whole time with a woman in suburbia, and Harley hooked up with Ivy and is in love with her. Yeah. Oh man. So
why are you? So why are you here?
So they eventually fly back to Joker's Boothang's place, and he confesses it. He's like, I need to handle this, and he confesses his love. He's like, I didn't realize, I thought the whole time that it was the love, it was the killing and the murder that needed to fill that hole, but all it really was I was missing love. And so they make up. They get the real book. They call Zatanna. She comes in. She lets out the Justice League, and my nigga, they all look delirious, but God, do you remember what they were saying about the book? They were, it was like the Flash, like, oh God, it was too soft, it was too hard. Never just right.
The different fables over and over again. What was the one Wonder Woman was going through? Oh my God, was it? Fuck, what was the Wonder Woman one? I can't remember that one.
I don't remember, man.
But I know Superman was just like this, like he looked shook. And so then they were like, we got to save this. So Barry was like, I think I should go back to Central City. This motherfucker tried to run and just went, pow!
Right into a wall. And then he's like, okay, I'll get the hang of this. So they all leave, and the Joker's like, yeah, I'm going to do my thing, but you need to go talk to Ivy. Like, clearly you still love her and shit. And that's when there's a knock at the door, and Harley opens it, and there's Ivy. Now, we forgot to mention, Ivy's dress, $15,000 dress got ripped, right? So she said,
from
fuck
a
this.
From breaking through the window.
Right. So she's like, fuck this. I'm going to go fuck up Dr. Psycho. She shows up to Dr. Psycho's like, you little imp motherfucker. Like, you don't fuck my shit up enough.
He got
like
these big vines and everything ready to go.
And he was like, oh, that's so interesting because I really needed a friend right now. And boom, flash away. Now cut back to where we were.
Before that, I want to talk about this with the Joker real quick. You should really talk to Ivy. I mean, let her know your true feelings. Like this, it sounds like some shit you would never expect to hear the Joker telling Harley, because of course, it's always him saying to Harley, "You love me. We'll always be together." But to realize he never had true love with Harley, and Harley's true love is fucking Ivy, and the Joker is giving life advice, ladies and gentlemen.
That to me is the funniest part. Is the fact that the Joker is giving life advice. That shit is wild. It's absolutely wild.
And so when Ivy comes in, so Harley's about ready to confess everything, and Ivy says, "I'm about to kill you," and that's the end of the episode. Like, and then we get Frank and Chad again. I'm telling you, this is EGOT for Harley Quinn.
Bro, do you think they ripped that from us talking about Emmy for Diane Guerrero?
I would not be surprised. I would be surprised if all of a sudden Patrick then was like, yeah, we heard something somewhere. We don't know where it came from. And it comes from us. Like,
bro, but a full EGOT? How the fuck they gonna get a Tony for this shit?
I don't know. Let me tell you something. Fucking Frank the Plant will have some number that all of a sudden qualifies him for a Tony Award. You know what? This story overall is just been a very solid story from the beginning of season 2. Everybody, since the trailer dropped, everybody wanted the Harley and Ivy relationship because it's canon. It's actual happening. It's not being forced. So when we started to get it, we were all like, well, fuck. Ivy got Kite Man out here in his feelings. Like, my man's didn't propose. Like, what are we doing? Then you see the moment where Ivy realizes more than Harley that she actually does care. And this story around the world domination is the bigger story. You know what I'm saying? That's hella dope.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I think that they just did a really solid job of just kind of tying all this together. And if I had to give a rating for this, I'd probably give this like a 4.5. I really enjoyed the episode. I think the only reason I'm not giving it a 5, like I did with another 4.5, is there are just other episodes this season that I did like a little bit better. There was amazing character development and gags and everything throughout, but I just want to be able to differentiate between the episodes that like push me over the edge and ones that I'm still enjoying thoroughly, if that makes sense. But I don't see any flaws with this episode.
No, for me, it's a 4.5 as well, because, you know, it was a lot of building, and it's building up to something. And these next 2 episodes are the crescendo of that, because the next one is the penultimate episode, and then we have the season finale. But also, I was going to say earlier, remember, we found out both of these seasons were done together.
Right.
So the initial story that starts from the boat on the yacht with Harley and the Joker has all been leading up to Ivy and Harley, you know, throughout 2 seasons. It's been one season broken into 2 for one long story.
Yeah.
And, you know, a lot of people may think, oh, they just came up with a second story. No, this is an ongoing story. So now, because it pretty much is going to end no matter how it ends, whether it's Kite Man, Ivy, Harley, is going to end on a high note pretty much. Or it may end on a low note, because this is the end of that story. I just like to see where they keep going forward going into season 3. But again, 4.5 is my review for it, all right?
Yeah, so, no, I was going to say, because the other thing about it that I do find interesting is I am very curious about, because they did the 2 seasons, you're hitting a much more connected callbacks and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So like even to hit the joke about how oh god, why did my brain freeze all of a sudden? What was the big callback we said in this episode that is like the C word? Like that's easier to connect the dots. If you write it all out in one stretch, you wrote that a week ago. You know what I'm saying? So like, even though we know that that's part of why Dr. Psycho's where he is, they remember. So I'm curious when we get into the 3rd season, which have they announced if they got one yet?
They have not announced it yet. I've tweeted about it, and I remember Patrick saying on Twitter to me, our chances seem very high and good. So, you know, you can only hope for the best, and like we really want a 3rd season. So yeah.
No, for sure. And so I was just saying that you know, it's just super interesting to me, because I'm curious if those through lines will also continue to happen with the future one. Which, by the way, I just realized, because I ended up grabbing my undershirt here. If anybody's wondering why I'm wearing a tank top, undershirt, whatever, and that's it. Like I'm Stanley from Streetcar. It's hot as hell, bro. It is 103 degrees in Van Nuys right now, and I'm just hot as hell. That's all this was. I just didn't feel like, I don't know how this Negro over here is wearing a full hoodie.
Well, remember, this hoodie is actually super, super thin. It's super thin anyway.
You're making me hot wearing it, bro.
Also, I have the air conditioning set to 73 degrees.
Yeah, mine is set at 71, and it does a good job of making it not. It's actually kind of nice in my room. But if I even open the door for an Amazon package, it's instantly 200 degrees in my apartment.
I'm looking outside, dog. I'm looking out of my window, and just the sky looking empty without clouds, and all you see is like that's just mist and moisture from heat in the air. It's just like, and I'm looking at the way plants are shaking, trees are shaking, the trees are shaking like, nigga, we hot. Like,
hot in this hole.
Hot this bitch. But anyway, we want to know what you thought about this episode in the comments below. All right, so go ahead and like, subscribe. Be sure to click on the notification bell to find out when we're dropping more episodes, more reviews like this. We want to know, are you rocking with this? What are you giving these episodes on a scale of 1 to 5? How are you enjoying the story and it's progressing forward? We want to know what you. I was looking at the camera, didn't you look at it first? We want to know what you think. All right. Now go ahead and follow me on Twitter and Instagram, Mr. J Washington, MRJAY. You know it's been Washington. The Patreon, the Supervillain Squad, patreon.com/Mr. J Washington. Check out the Mad Titan podcast. You know what the deal is with that. And Blerds in the Hood every Tuesday with this fool. Go ahead, dog.
All I was gonna do. Oh yeah. What? Blerds in the Hood. Yeah, check our shit out, yo. Like for sure. But wow. You didn't think about the fact that I could do this.
Nigga. Oh my God. Here's the bad part. I guarantee you there are viewers and subscribers to my channel that probably haven't watched Blerd. Yeah, have no idea what just happened.
I literally was like, man, I hate that I'm a guest. I'm not.
I'm not. Also,
I'm a goddamn Batman.
I'm not.
I'm not the one-way hockey player.
So look, also stay tuned to the channel because again, we are going to be reviewing Stargirl. I've already done 1 through 4. He's going to catch up starting 5. And starting back on the 25th of June, we are dropping Doom Patrol reviews, baby. So yeah, all of that's coming here to the channel, man. We will
M4 Diane. M4 Diane. M4 Diane. M4 Diane. M4 Diane. And also one for Harley. M4 Diane. And also one for Harley. M4 Diane. And also one for Harley.